Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Today in Quarantine. I'm your host, Renee Cross, coming to you live from Lincoln, Nebraska, the land of the free and the home of the Cornhuskers. Today in Quarantine, this is episode 49. That's right, everybody. It's episode 49, which means that this is the seventh week that we've been in this thing. 7 weeks. That's 7 times 7, which is one of my favorite numbers, coincidentally, because it's just two perfect numbers. My birthday on the 7th, and I just love the number 7 because it's just a great number. Like, if I choose to be a number, I'd be number 7 because it's odd, which means that there's exactly a middle. There's 3 numbers on either side. So there's 1s, and there's 3s, and there's 7s. And if you ask my dad, those are the 3 numbers that make up the entire universe. So 7 is just a great number to be. And so 7 times 7 is even greater, 49. The pinnacle of perfection, says my mom. So yes, it is episode 49. So welcome back to another episode today. Today is May 7th. Oh, look at that. And it's May 7th. I didn't even realize that. Hey, would you look at that? It's 5-7 on 7 times 7. Which is awesome. Also, Jesus says you should forgive people 70 times 7 times, which is 490 times. Hopefully, we don't have to get to the point where we're on episode 490, because that would be a year and a half ish from now, or no, sorry, a year and a half in total of episodes. And we're just not there, not wanting to be there yet. One of my favorite podcasts recently hit 700 episodes. It's called This American Life, and it's a great show if you haven't heard it. It's sponsored by, what was it, WNYC, or is it sponsored by itself? It's sponsored by one of the big public radio stations. Great show. Just if you're looking for anti-news, things that is not about the news, and just about interesting things that are happening, check out This American Life. It's a great podcast. And yeah, like I said, I think they're on episode 704 or so right now, which is exciting times for them. And they just recently did an episode about prom, because there's so many seniors who are missing prom these days. And so they did an episode about prom. And in that episode, they did 3 stories. Let's see if I remember them correctly. But the one that I'm thinking about right now is there's a one of a prom that happened in Kansas, and on the night of the prom, a life-changing event. Prom. I don't know. I never went to prom because I didn't have prom. There were 7 people in my school when I graduated, so who was I going to go to prom with? Nobody. There was no prom. Anyway, on their life-changing event of prom, a tornado ripped through their town and kind of destroyed their lives in a way, and just completely changed their lives. So one life-changing event, or so they thought, turned into another actually life-changing event. So check out their most recent episode on prom. It's called Prom. That's This American Life, and you can watch it, or you can listen to it for free on anywhere you get your podcasts, except for Spotify, because they're not on Spotify, but they're on YouTube. And I think they have a website like thisamericanlife.org. Crazy cats. So yeah, check out This American Life. Yeah, so today in quarantine, I've been doing a lot of planning for next week, which coincidentally has been more work now that they are planning to not have instruments next week, because at the end of the school year, there are several students who are renting instruments, and the end of their rental agreement is at the end of next week. And so we kind of have to plan for students not to have instruments this week. At least that's the way I'm doing it. I'm hoping my coworkers are doing the same thing, but I think so. On the other hand, there are still many students with instruments. So doing some planning on both sides for that. So doing a lot of creating quizzes today with videos. And it's a time-consuming process because you have to kind of watch through the videos and decide what you want to ask questions on. That's one thing I didn't anticipate as a teacher, is how much time it takes to write a test. It's like, what do you want them to actually get out of this? Maybe for math or science or something, it's easier. But even then, if you're reading the textbook, which information is the most important? Like, which information do they actually need to know? Which information do you want them to know? And is it testing them the right answer? I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. So we had some very interesting videos that we're watching. If you have some time, look up on YouTube how it's made. There's some very interesting videos on there. I saw a bunch of videos on how different instruments are made, namely string instruments, and it's a very intense process, very specific process. So check that out and let me know what you think about those videos. Very interesting stuff that you got there. Andrew says, I actually love making math tests. Well, that's great. I wish you all the best with that because it's pretty good. I mean, with math, I think it would be one thing because, you're actually creating a problem for them to solve, which would be great. But, yeah. 1 over 27 equals 0.3737373737. Does that work on the next number? So let's see, 2 over 27 would be, let's see. Oh, 2 over 27 is 0.074074074, but also 1 over 37 equals 0.2727272. So 1 over 27 equals 0.3737373. 1 over 37 equals 0.27. Fun facts about math. Man, I kind of miss doing math. Just on a casual level, though. I don't know if I'd want to do calculus or algebra 2, but I do miss doing math. It's interesting stuff. It keeps my brain engaged. Yeah, so yesterday I was talking about doing master's programs, and so I started to kind of look at them this morning, just briefly, and kind of re-locked into doing conducting. And so now I'm looking for a program. There are several options that are out there to get a master's in 2 years, even while you're doing it part-time. While you're teaching and doing a master's part-time, it's definitely a thing you can do. So it's pretty cool. I also read something on Twitter, it just made me think a little bit more about this, because people use, so people make the excuse of, I don't want to do this because it's going to take like 5 years, and I don't want to take 5 years. And somebody said, if you take 5 years to do this, at the end of the 5 years, you're still going to be 5 years older. But if you do this and, and you take the time if you don't take the time to do a degree or do whatever you want, in 5 years, you're still going to be 5 years older. If you take the time to do the degree, in 5 years, you'll be 5 years older with another degree. So that would just kind of push me in more of a direction. And yeah, I mean, why waste time? Just get it over with, get it done. So there you go. I just got to figure out how to do it now and go back to school. What time to be alive. Alrighty. Well, let's see. Thinking. Yeah, so today in quarantine, that's kind of what I've been working on. Today, the weather is kind of cloudy. The sun has kind of tried to peek out a little bit earlier today, and it's just kind of dipping in and out, not really working out too well. And now it's kind of cloudy and cold. I actually turned on my heat because it was freezing in here. And yeah, so there you have it. Here we are in Lincoln, Nebraska, where literally on Saturday it was like 80 degrees, and now it's like 60. Which, when you think about it, is it's a 20-degree difference. But if we were like in winter and it was 20 degrees and then 0 degrees, that's a pretty big difference. Like, that's something that feels very different. Or like between 40 degrees and 60 degrees, but somehow, it's a different feeling. Anyway, yeah, all right. So it is the time for dad jokes. today. Dad jokes. Da, 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 da. A man has been stealing wheels off of police cars, and the police are working tirelessly to catch him. True story. True story. Let's see. Oh, you know where noses are made? Where you can smell things? Noses are made in the olfactory. Here's a chemistry one for you, Mom. What chemical element is symbolized by the letters AH? It's the element of surprise. Got it. All right, last one. 2 antennas on a roof fell in love and got married. Their wedding wasn't much, but the reception was incredible. There you go. So yeah. Andrew asked the question, so you're going to start your master's during the school year. I might start it this summer if I can get into a program on time. We'll see what happens with that. Don't know. Anyway, this is a shorter episode today. I've got a couple things to work on because my day, Thursday, just kind of fly by because I think it's Thursday, right? Yeah, it's Thursday. So my Thursdays kind of fly by, so I'm going to sign off a little bit early today. But it was good to see all of you and to hear your comments or read your comments. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow in quarantine for another episode of Today in Quarantine. Oh, before I forget, go check out Union College's YouTube channel, Instagram, or Facebook, one of those three. They had a small little parade of faculty, staff, and friends going around the block to surprise some seniors and tell them congratulations. I was able to be a part of that yesterday, so it was pretty cool. Go check it out if you have the time. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow in quarantine for another episode of Today in Quarantine. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.